On Sunrise and streaming on CrossroadsToday.com. Today marks 4 years since a Victoria woman's body was found in a charred vehicle. We take a look at the latest developments in the case. And new details about a shooting at a Florida university. We learn the identity of the suspected shooter. Plus, a major change coming to Texas education, how it may impact public education across the country.
Plus, coming to the Crossroads, we've got a system that is going to be bringing us some breezy, windy winds in the next 48 hours and rain chances for your Easter Sunday. Will that affect your plans? Find out in the weather coming up.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday. It is Easter weekend.
That's right.
And it's also National Exercise Day.
Ooh, National Exercise Day.
I've needed to catch up on that.
Something I've also needed to catch up on. I hate saying that.
Especially because we're going to have sweets on Easter.
That's right. We are going to have sweets on Easter, but coming our way also on Easter is going to be some rain chances, so stick around later on in the show to find out if it will be raining on you for your Easter plans. But for now, it's not raining. It is definitely warm though, and it is definitely humid, and it is definitely breezy. You're looking live in Victoria. We're starting out your Friday at about 74 degrees. It is definitely warm, like I said, but look at your dew point, 69 degrees, still plenty high, bringing the humidity to that very high 85%. But that's not enough actually to see fog, and it's also not going to be enough because we have a breezy wind. Like I said, it's windy. This is the sustained wind speed, a constant 20 miles an hour blowing through. There might be like a slight pause at times, but sustained wind speeds for all of us this morning are ranging between 15 to 20 miles an hour. Got a couple lower 10 mile an hour sustained winds up in the northern counties, but gusts, they're even higher. They're being reported at 25 to 30 miles an hour at times this morning. So if you're going to be driving, please make sure to be careful driving on the roads. That wind can be tossing your car back and forth, but that wind coming out of the Gulf right now is bringing us all a very nice, warm and humid morning. Everybody's in the low and mid 70s. So if you're sending your kiddos out the door this morning, no need for a jacket. And don't need one this afternoon either. It's still warm and breezy. All those details coming up next.
Today marks 4 years since Amanda Johnson was found shot to death in a burned out SUV in Matagorda County. The suspect, Fernando Colin Acosta Jr., was in court last week, but his murder trial was reset with a status conference set for July 17th. Defense attorneys have said the state released evidence on the first day of trial involving misconduct by current and former law enforcement officers and witnesses. The court had no choice but to postpone the murder trial so both sides can review the new evidence. The trial is now expected to start on September 8th. A 10-year-old was arrested at Shirleymer Elementary Thursday afternoon following a safety concern. The student reportedly made a verbal threat, which led to a swift response from law enforcement just before 2 o'clock Thursday. School staff alerted the Victoria County Sheriff's Office of the threat, and the student was arrested at the school and is now facing a charge of making a terroristic threat. No weapons were found. School resource officers also responded to a report of a possible weapon at Victoria West High School Thursday morning. At around 9 a.m., staff alerted officers. After a preliminary investigation, deputies determined there was no weapon and no threat made to students or staff. A 15-year-old student was arrested and charged with making a false report to trigger an emergency response. He was taken to the juvenile detention center. And we're learning more about a shooting at Florida State University. The gunman, believed to be a Florida State student, used his deputy mom's former service weapon to kill 2 people and wound 6 others on Thursday. Officials shot and wounded the shooter after he refused to comply with commands. The shooter has been identified as Phoenix Ickner. Authorities say the 2 men who died were not students. 6 people were injured, 5 struck by gunfire, while a 6th was hurt trying to run away. They are all said to be in a fair condition. Now to the historic move that could change the face of education in the U.S. with a private school voucher program that's the first of its kind.
This morning, a major change in the Texas education system that could be a blueprint for change across the country. Texas lawmakers now approving a bill to spend $1 billion in public money on a school voucher program. It would provide about $10,000 per student for private school tuition, homeschooling, or other educational expenses. Supporters say the program empowers parents.
So what this bill will do is simply give a parent another tool in their toolbox.
But critics warn it's a step toward defunding public education and say the vouchers aren't enough to cover tuition at many private schools.
If you only have a $10,000 voucher and a school is $30,000, you won't be able to attend.
Critics argue the people most likely to use the vouchers are wealthier white families already paying for private school.
This voucher is really welfare for the rich. It will only help the students whose parents have them in private schools already.
Supporters say giving parents more choice leads to better outcomes for students, but some argue the data doesn't back that up.
It's been since 2013 that a study has shown that vouchers improve educational attainment. It's been since 2002 since a study showed that vouchers improved test scores for children.
Similar programs are up and running in 17 other states, and now the movement could go national. Congressional Republicans are pushing a federal plan to offer $10 billion in tax credits for private education scholarships, which could potentially be passed with a simple majority. Allison Cossack, ABC News, New York.
And that leads us to your viewer poll. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen to take part. We want to know, do you think school vouchers will be beneficial to all families regardless of income? All right, let's take a look. 36% of you say yes, and 64% of you say no. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part in our viewer poll. A new stage production is coming to Victoria. Toxic, written, directed, and produced by Lorraine Duhart, explores themes of redemption, family, and faith. It's presented by Star Entertainment. You can watch Toxic at 7 p.m. Saturday at the Victoria Fine Arts Center. Tickets range from $20 to $25. We have more details at crossroadstoday.com. Remember, follow us on YouTube, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click that notification bell. The time now, let's get a look at our clock. It's 6:37 on our Friday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up next on 25 News Now Sunrise. Victoria College secures major funding to boost workforce training in our area.
Senator meets with Kilmar Abrego Garcia during his trip to El Salvador. I'm Nicole D'Antonio in Washington with details on his visit and how the White House is responding this morning.
And also coming up next after the break in the short-term forecast, it's going to be a bit of a windy next 48 hours. So coming up next, I'll tell you just how breezy I think it'll be near you.
This week on Community Crossroads, learn what Victoria College has to offer, a group that's honoring veterans in the 361 area code. We'll also hear about a special brunch with mom and how to be summer ready with the YMCA.
A minute and a half, it doesn't seem like much, but it actually is very doable, where the kids have to swim down, grab a brick, and then be able to tow that back without their hands. And that's just showing that they're able to get somebody back to the end.
Well, good morning, Crossroads, and happy Friday. It's weekend time, y'all. You're looking live in Cuero. We're starting the day, all of us actually, nice, warm, and humid and breezy. It's 72 right now in Cuero. 2 points starting at a very high 68 is bringing us that high humidity of 88%. But like I said earlier, don't worry about fog. That's not really high enough. But for today, we do have some mostly cloudy skies over us right now. That'll be on the very gradual decrease for the rest of the day, down to partly cloudy skies by noontime. Here's noon right there. And I think for the rest of the afternoon time, all the way through about maybe 3 or 4 p.m., we'll stay partly cloudy. But after that, 4, 5, and 6 p.m., I'm thinking mostly sunny. Not this right here, but I do think it'll look like that as we go into the evening time tonight. Mostly cloudy skies will return and stick with us all the way through your day tomorrow, Saturday. But with that beaming sun, that's going to be peeking through the partly cloudy skies today. It's going to be another warm one, and I hope y'all been getting ready for it and getting acclimated because the heat is here and it will be with us for a while. About in the mid-low 80s already at noontime, but in the afternoon, we're looking for highs today, just like yesterday. Generally, everybody in the mid-80s, some in the upper 80s as well. I'm thinking about 86 in Victoria, 87 for the high today in Cuero, and about 83 I'm thinking today in Port Lavaca before overnight tonight in our western counties might hit 90. Overnight tonight, though, underneath the clouds, like I said, picking up, we should stay another nice warm morning in the upper 60s and low 70s for Saturday morning. But today, it is going to be breezy. Same with tomorrow. In the morning time, gusting up to 25 to 30 miles an hour out of the Gulf, but they'll pick up to 40 miles an hour gusts at times this afternoon. Staying that way, 35 to 40 mile an hour gusts for your Saturday, but that's going to bring us moisture to work with for rain chances next several days, and that's coming up next.
Now to the legal battle surrounding how the Trump administration is deporting undocumented immigrants. This morning, a Maryland senator meeting with Kilmar Abrego Garcia during his trip to El Salvador.
This morning, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen confirming he met with Kilmar Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man who the administration admits was wrongfully sent to El Salvador. The senator spoke to reporters shortly before the meeting.
Because we won't give up until Kilmar has his due process rights respected.
A spokesperson with the Department of Homeland Security posted on social media slamming the senator's visit, saying, quote, Senator Van Hollen is sipping margaritas with a terrorist and MS-13 gang member as President Trump and Secretary Noem are fighting every day to get these criminals out of our country. Quite the contrast. The legal battle over Abrego Garcia's fate now escalating. U.S. Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals Judge James Wilkinson writing an order on behalf of a 3-judge appeals panel Thursday saying in part, quote, the government is asserting a right to stash away residents of this country in foreign prisons without the semblance of due process that is the foundation of our constitutional order. Adding, the administration's actions should be shocking not only to judges, but to the intuitive sense of liberty that Americans far removed from courthouses still hold dear.
Will you take steps to return Kilmar Abrego Garcia to the United States and put him in front of a judge?
Well, I'm not involved in it. I'm going to respond by saying you'll have to speak to the lawyers, the DOJ. I've heard many things about him, and we'll have to find out what the truth is.
Abrego Garcia's wife is reacting to images posted by Van Hollen, writing that her prayers have been answered. She knows her husband is alive. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
The Texas Workforce Commission awarded Victoria College 2 grants that support training opportunities and increase skill levels at local businesses. VC is seeking local business partners to apply for the Skills for Small Business grant, which totals $31,500. Victoria College also received a grant of over $138,000. It's a skills development fund grant to provide customized training to about 100 employees at Seadrift Coke. Crossroads Today is inviting you to join in and celebrate Earth Day by showing off your doodles. Show us what Earth Day means to you. We'll share your drawings on our social media. Submissions are open now through April 25th. Come to crossroadstoday.com. Scientists have discovered the strongest evidence yet of possible life beyond our solar system. Researchers using the James Webb Space Telescope say they have detected in a distant planet's atmosphere 2 gases that are generated on Earth by living organisms. This suggests that the planet may be teeming with microbial life. While more research is needed, scientists say these are the first hints of an alien world that is possibly inhabited. The time is now 6:44 on our Friday morning. Still to come on Sunrise. Good news for the Crossroads. A centrally located federal agency is here to stay. All right, it's time to celebrate some birthdays. Happy birthday to Mason. Happy 9th birthday, Mason. Have a wonderful day at school. Can't wait to celebrate with you. Love from your whole family.
Oh, look at that sweet picture. Happy birthday, Mason. And also happy birthday to Aubrey. Happy 12th birthday, Aubrey. We love you from Mom and Dad.
Happy birthday to Marina. Happy 3rd birthday to my baby princess Marina. Love from Dad.
Happy birthday, Marina. And also happy birthday to Nicholas. Happy 13th birthday, Nicholas. Wishes from Mima.
Happy birthday to Cameron. Happy 15th birthday, Cameron. We love you so much, babe.
Happy birthday, Cameron. And also happy birthday to Javier. Happy birthday from Pop Pop. Love you and have a great day.
Happy birthday to Janie. Happy 83rd birthday, Momo. Love you.
Happy birthday, Janie. And also happy birthday to TV host, comedian, writer, and actor Conan O'Brien. He's turning 62 today. Happy birthday, Conan.
Happy birthday to Donna. I want to wish Miss Donna a happy 53rd birthday. Love from Kimberly.
Happy birthday, Donna. And to see your birthday wish live on 25 News Now Sunrise, you can head on over to crossroadstoday.com, click the drop-down menu, then click the Home tab, and then you'll see submit your birthday photo.
Okay, the time is now 6:45 on our Friday morning. Happy birthday if you're celebrating one today, or maybe you're going to celebrate this weekend.
That's right, or over the weekend. Happy birthday. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Well, good morning, Crossroads. I'm sure a lot of y'all saw that 7-day forecast a few moments ago, and you saw not just one, not just two chances, but several chances for rain over the next several days. And we're going to look at all those chances here in a second, because I want to start out with the drought monitor, because something has happened over the last 24 hours. The WPC, the WPC and the National Weather Service, they have extended their level 5 out of 5. That's exceptional drought conditions even further west towards the Rio Grande. But this right here, the San Antonio area where this like dark maroon color is, that is the watershed area where we get our rainwater from the rivers. We're talking about the Guadalupe River that runs just like that and goes through the Crossroads. So we desperately need rain here sometime soon. And it looks like we may just get that, because here's your rain chances over the next 5 days. You can see tomorrow, Saturday, a 10%, maybe 1 or 2 sprinkles in the area. I'm not really thinking too much rain for tomorrow, but I do think we're going to have some on Sunday for Easter Sunday at 50%. And you can see for the next several days, we will continue for pretty much all of next week with rain chances. And rain chances at a solid chance on Sunday. Easter Sunday is going to lead me to today's weather poll. Today I ask you, do you hope it rains this Easter weekend? It looks like majority of y'all are saying yes, you do want a little bit of rain. You don't mind that rain, but 30% of y'all are still saying no. That might mess up your Easter plans. But y'all can continue voting on future weather polls by going to crossroadstoday.com/footweather to participate. And I thank y'all for voting on today's. But now looking at where the big talk, the big hubbub that we've been talking about all week long. Starting out with your satellite, you can see over South Texas, we are right now partly cloudy to mostly cloudy with some low-level clouds, like I was saying earlier. But if I zoom way out over our beautiful country, we've been talking about this all week long. There are 2 low pressure systems that we're going to converge into one. That has already happened. You can see that one large system spinning counterclockwise over the Rockies. That will move eastward over the next 72 hours, bringing all kinds of moisture to the upper atmosphere, along with sending a dry line across the state that should send some showers through us on Easter Sunday, maybe a few sprinkles in the morning time, but mainly shower activity is going to be in the afternoon. And more on that later on Sunrise.
A zebra sanctuary in Bloomington sounds too strange to be true. But with 25 News Now anchor Shauna Curry digging deeper, she found something even more unexpected.
On the outskirts of Bloomington sits a 49-acre piece of land that's home to a pecan orchard, a pond, and a dazzle of zebras. Keep Bloomington Beautiful's a nonprofit claiming it's all about sprucing up the community with projects like a splash pad, a butterfly conservatory, and even a zebra sanctuary.
I've never heard of a zebra sanctuary. Not here in Bloomington, no.
The organization makes some big promises, but when asking around, Bloomington residents had the same reaction.
I absolutely love animals, and zebras are absolutely beautiful, but you know, when you have this town with this kind of demographics and the financial struggle that this town is under, what does that mean? What is zebras got to be beneficial for? You know, I mean, it's a beautiful animal and nothing to that, but it's not reality for the people in Bloomington.
What seemed like just another well-meaning nonprofit quickly unraveled into something that's not so black and white.
It is a concern to me. You know, first of all, when we found out here a few months ago that there was even an organization called the Keep Bloomington Beautiful, and then finding out that there isn't any monies that are being funneled back to the community for cleanup or beautifying Bloomington, there is concerns.
A zebra can't change its stripes, but a snake can shed its skin. Through our investigation into Keep Bloomington Beautiful, we uncovered deep ties to a network of nonprofits and limited liability companies, also known as LLCs, controlling a significant number of rental properties in Victoria County. At the center of it all, a group of people now under investigation for organized criminal activity, suspected of bribery, document falsification, and intimidation. Records show the people behind Keep Bloomington Beautiful are involved in multiple nonprofits and companies managing hundreds of weekly rental apartments in Bloomington, referred to by locals as the cabins.
These properties have been bought and sold through a tangled web of company names, all leading back to the same group of people managing them.
To see the rest of this 25 News Now Extra and to get a glimpse at the reality behind Keep Bloomington Beautiful, come to crossroadstoday.com. The Social Security office in Victoria is staying open. A spokesperson for the U.S. House of Representatives District 27, Michael Cloud's office, says that the local office for the Social Security Administration will remain open. The Department of Oversight and Government Efficiency previously listed the office as a location that could potentially be closed. The Victoria listing has since been removed from the site. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. Tensions rising in the Middle East. U.S. forces target an oil port. The U.S. military hit an oil port in western Yemen Thursday, which was being held by Houthi rebels. At least 38 people were killed and over 100 were injured. They warned the U.S. will be held responsible for the repercussions of its escalation. The strikes are the latest move in a months-long U.S. effort to disrupt Houthi weapons smuggling and revenue streams. A 10-year-old is back with her family after she was kidnapped by a man she met through a video game. Law enforcement says she disappeared sometime between Saturday night and Sunday morning. Investigators say she communicated with the man over a game called Roblox and an app called Discord. The Kern County Sheriff's Office said they made an emergency request with Roblox and Discord to locate the girl. They found her 300 miles away in the suspect's car. The city of Victoria is asking residents to start conserving water. Low rainfall upstream means that the Guadalupe River is running lower than usual for this time of year. This week, officials triggered stage 1 of the drought plan, which calls for voluntary water conservation. And the jury summon at 8:30 a.m. Monday at the Victoria County Courthouse, that's been canceled and it will not be rescheduled. To avoid a water crisis, Texas may bet big on desalination. Here's how it works. In El Paso, you can read about it in a story by the Texas Tribune on crossroadstoday.com. And we want to invite y'all to experience our new digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, and Android TV. Just search for Crossroads Today Plus. And now let's get a look at a cloudy sunrise with Parker. Parker, how's it looking out there?
Well, you're right on the money, Carolina. It is definitely a bit cloudy out there this morning. Just like I was saying earlier, if you're tuning in with us, like I said, we're all starting out the day partly cloudy, mostly cloudy. A few of us are partly cloudy, but most of us are mostly cloudy this morning, but the clouds will be on the decrease. We'll look at that in a second because right now we are starting out the day nice and warm. It's 76 in Port Lavaca. Get out there and enjoy it, but maybe enjoy it with ease because the humidity is very high. Dew point is at a whopping 72. That's like a summertime dew point, so bringing us some high humidity, 88%, but that's not really enough to see fog, so don't worry about that this morning. Especially don't worry about that because we have a breezy wind blowing through right now, gusting up to 25 to 30 miles an hour at times, but that will be on the increase today, gusting up to 40 miles an hour at times. So if you have any lightweight items, make sure that you secure that down for today. But also if you're going to be going down to the coast for fishing or boating, I'll let you all know that the breezy winds are going to be a problem down there as well. It's going to bring us a small craft advisory and some choppy waves 2 to 4 feet high, so please be safe out there on the waters today. Otherwise, it'll also be warm in the background, even on the coast. 83 for the high today down in Port Lavaca, so maybe make sure to stay hydrated as well if you're fishing. Like I said, clouds will be on the decrease down to mostly sunny by the late afternoon time before we're right back to mostly cloudy skies for overnight tonight. And then 86, a bit warmer today in Victoria and a tad bit warmer in Cuero. I'm thinking 87, but it's time, y'all. It's time to get excited for rain chances because they're back in the forecast, and I really mean it. They're really back in the forecast for several days at that. And I do want to let y'all know we do have chances for rain at 50% on your Easter Sunday, but I do think we'll have maybe a few sprinkles in our western counties in the morning time. But I'm thinking as of right now, shower activity is going to be mainly concentrated in the afternoon. But we'll have more on that. You can follow me on my Facebook page for more updates today.
Definitely do that. Parker is great on social media.
That's right.
Thank y'all for joining us. Join Shauna, Don, Olivia, Max today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10.